4 to 5 seemed like the ceiling. Early season struggles brought cause for Coach Billy Napier's job, but sure enough, the Gators got a strong shot of momentum that has carried them into a successful season. Here's Billy Napier on the team's turnaround to end the season after the Gasparilla Bowl win.
Well, we got good kids. I think we've spent the last couple years kind of rebuilding the roster. Not only the talent. I was talking to the guys last night. When the roster is right, the development and the football is right, and then the culture being the third piece. When those three things start to line up, that's when you start looking like a real football team. And I think at some point mid-season there, we figured it out. I think it's a tribute to the leadership that we got from the players.
It's 63 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and Temp brought to you by Bueller Aaron Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Attention. Attention.
They are not ready for prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime, prime time.
It's XL Prime Time. Featuring Joe C.
I reduced my toilet paper down to 3 squares.
Matt Hayes.
Big asses and big thighs, yeah.
And Leon Searcy.
Bringing you love, peace, and soul.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
The day before, you get to open up some good presents or give some good presents. Holiday cheer. Now that is, of course, for those that are celebrating Christmas. It could be Happy Hanukkah, Festivus, Kwanzaa, who knows? But whatever you are celebrating, we definitely want to celebrate with you. It's XL Prime Time. Welcome in a Beaver Chevy Beaver Toyota Tuesday. I will admit that I've lost track of days, but we will enjoy this one as Christmas Eve and then get ready for Christmas. So we'll talk some Christmas today. We would love for you guys to jump in on that subject, like favorite Christmas song, Christmas movie, Christmas gift. We'll get into all those and have a little bit of fun with it today. I will start off by saying I went to the Publix around the corner, and you guys have already seen lines everywhere, right? The malls, everything that's been going on.
I'm done.
It's been nuts.
You're not done yet, are you?
Oh, no, I'm done. But what I was saying about going into Publix.
Because last year you were shopping on Christmas Eve.
I think I always have, but like in TLD.
You like to be part of the people.
Well, I love being in amongst the people, but TLD, the lovely Diane, she points it out and she makes it very clear. She goes, who else do you have to shop for? It's just me. And because everything else is taken care of. And then that's true. I like to get something for Michael in the middle. I get something for the babes and now the grandbabes and the in-laws. So I do shop for a few extra things, but mainly it's just for her. So I go to Publix today. And this was actually a Christmas gift for me. It was some BOGO beer, which I love. But
not shocking at all.
Yeah. It's the first time I've ever gone into a Publix and there was not a single shopping cart.
Wow.
That's how many people were in that Publix.
Really?
They're getting it done, huh?
Yeah, they're getting it done.
Even the little carry-on things, too.
They still had those.
They still had those. Okay, but all the shopping carts were
every cart, and then they had dispatched all their people out there to go get the carts and bring them back in. But I walked in, I'm like, people were like, you've gone to a Jag game and you stand in line to wait for it because you go to the Bud Light party zone, there's only like 4 urinals.
Right.
It'll take a minute to get through. This is people standing in line waiting for a grocery cart to come back.
Wow.
Which was just classic. So I'm sure there's probably a few shopping nightmares that are out there right now. I haven't heard of any like famous toy that they can't find and everyone's offering like big dollars. Because you can go back in time, you can remember a handful of those, Elmos or whatever it was. Haven't necessarily heard about the great toy. Now, you had some grandbabies come in here last week and wish you happy birthday. Are they going to get killer gifts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. They're spoiled.
Uh-huh. That I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I believe.
Are you gonna be finding yourself in a Walmart late tonight, raining blows on someone because they got the last one of the gift that you need?
I know, that's it.
Like Frank Costanza?
Yeah.
No, I'm done, bro. I'm done.
Yeah.
Listen, whatever I didn't buy, everybody is getting gift cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
well,
right.
I went to at the risk of TLD listening, I went to Golden Diamonds Direct yesterday. And so my buddy Kurt and Chip, of course, who's the main man behind it, the Catherwoods and Chip and Curtis and Sammy and all of them. Anyway, they had people. They were churning and burning. They had those big jewelry glasses on, head down, soldering, whatever, just making jewelry left and right. So there were a lot of people right there at the last minute, which is what we do. So if you did blow it, you still have time today to get to Golden Diamonds Direct or
You
wherever
just blew it
else
with
you might be
TLD
going.
right there. You literally just told her one of the gifts you're giving her.
I might have, but she doesn't listen religiously. Like right now, the Hyla and Annie are they get the Southern Living magazine every year, and it's the Christmas magazine, and they make that cake.
Nice.
So every year they make it. So right now, that's probably what they're
So
doing.
let me ask you this question. Is Christmas the finish line? I mean, if the gift comes after Christmas, are they not going to take it?
Oh,
No,
no.
I'll
We'll
take it.
accept
All right,
all
well,
gifts.
I mean, because we make Christmas the finish line, and some of the shopping that I did online still hasn't got here.
No, that's not the finish line.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
No, and let me just tell everybody driving around
Yeah.
out there trying to get gifts.
It counts.
It's not the finish line. If you want to bring us gifts right now,
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
not
we'll
the
take-
finish line. We'll take them.
By the way,
sure
Big-
will, absolutely.
By the way, Big Sirs has already brought us another gift. The
Another
guy is
gift.
just crazy. Crazy good that way, that's for sure. But he's feeding us. Again, this is day 2, and how many weeks in a row have you been
It's tradition now, bro. Well, you got to find us a sponsor.
feeding? Golly. You,
I mean,
you
this
are,
is like 6, 7 weeks in a row?
you are
Over that
correct
bridge
about
again
that.
tonight.
Man.
So speaking of giving gifts, it is Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday, but they are off today because they gave gifts to their employees to make sure. And I'll just tell you a real quick one that the people there are just so good. They always want to take care of you, and they'll stay late. They'll do whatever they possibly can. They'll make sure they get the deal done. So my man Boydo, the service department down at St. Augustine Toyota, I took a nail in the tire. And because you guys know I'm on the road all the time, and there's construction everywhere.
True.
And so anyway, the tire, I feel like I caught something, but I didn't know for sure. And you guys know whenever you hit something, you never know where there's really damage. Anyway, you could see where it's got the air gauge indicator, and the tire starts to go down.
That's not good.
And I don't know that I'm going to make it back there. And he's like, just bring it, man. Whatever it takes, bring it. They'll stay open late and make sure they take care of you. That's the type of people that they are. Good people. Make sure you check them out. Beaver Toyota St. Augustine, Beaver Chevrolet as well, right there on Phillips Highway. So let's get into a handful of things. And we'll talk Christmas today, but we're definitely going to talk Jaguars. You got the Titans game coming up on Sunday. The Battle of the Suck continues. We call it the Battle of the Vills. But it's still the Battle of the Suck. And Tennessee actually got a little bit of rhythm going offensively last week against the Indianapolis Colts, but it was way too little too late. They were getting slammed by Anthony Richardson and company, and the Colts were up big. Anyway, the Titans, have they mailed it in coming into Duval on Sunday? Because Jacksonville looks like they've mailed it in, losing to Las Vegas the way they did.
There's a good group of teams right now that have mailed it, including the Saints.
Yeah.
My God.
Well,
What was that last night?
Well, I think it's so funny because I looked at two. I like to do parlays. You guys know that. HardRock.bet. You can go and check out the Hard Rock app because they always, the beautiful thing about it is if you do the parlays and you combine things that you think will happen, you can increase your odds greatly. And so I am one of those guys who loves to try and do that. Anyway, I had a 14 parlay, and I had a choice between two teams that were laying 14 points. Buffalo or Green Bay. I chose the wrong team laying 14 points.
You chose the Bills.
I chose the stinking Bills because they came off of that emotional win over Detroit. And I
Wait,
thought,
what's with Josh Allen's long hair now, by the way?
he's been letting it rock a little bit. He's kind of going with the wham look a little bit. But I thought the New England Patriots would be one of the teams that had mailed it in. And so I was willing to lay those 14 points as opposed to last night when Spencer Rattler and company. And, Matt, we always argue about whether Spencer Rattler can spin it. He can, but he's not ready to be an NFL quarterback right now.
Well, especially with that team.
Yeah, it's not a good football team.
It's bad
Yeah.
all around.
And there's several candidates as far as which of these teams have mailed it in. Jacksonville, of course, being one of them. And we were talking about it earlier. The reality, you're closer to that number one pick than you realize, which would be 3 times in 5 years, which has never been done in the history of the NFL. And you've got the New York Giants that are basically lining up. They let Michael Penix paddle them this past week. So they're determined right now, it would appear, to not let go of that number one spot, at least right now. Vegas had a chance. Vegas beat Jacksonville. So I'm trying to figure out who's going to mail it in this Sunday. You think the Titans are? It's still the battle of the Vills. You got to play hard. Mason Rudolph's playing for a job. You would think, right?
Yeah.
Max trying to play for, but you get what I'm saying. They're trying to play for that next contract.
Yeah, I can't even say this team is mellow. I just think this team is just bad, all around bad and undisciplined.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't. Do I see them competing every now and then? Yeah, but it's just not a lot of talent on that roster right now on that field. That 22-man roster just doesn't play with a lot of talent, doesn't play with a lot of energy, a lot of get up. I just think they're a bad team. I'm not going to say they melded in. Maybe they have melded in. It's holidays, Christmas time. Only 2 games left to go, but I just say they play bad ball. They play bad, undisciplined ball.
Let me just say this, okay? We were told, well, I shouldn't say we. Shad was told it was the greatest collection of talent, greatest roster ever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They have the 7th easiest schedule in the NFL, this franchise. They've got 3 wins.
Yeah.
Let me just let that sink in. When we've talked about this at length, but you have a cake schedule. You've got allegedly your best roster ever
A cake division.
in just an absolute cake division, and you've got 3 wins.
Yeah,
And I don't want to hear the bull crap about, they've got 8 one-possession losses. Everybody has one-possession losses. You know what else?
Yeah.
Everybody has one-possession wins, too.
Yeah, just take a look at what the Kansas City Chiefs have done. I'm pretty sure they have double-digit one-score wins.
Well, their first when they were they were 8-0, right? Mm-hmm. All 8 of those wins were single-possession wins.
Yeah. I'd have to go back and look, but at the very least it's 10. It might be 11 of the 13 wins that they have right now.
I've got a magical little box in front of me that I think I can find it. Okay?
And by the way, Pat
As
Mahomes.
you keep talking.
Pat Mahomes, you know what he's done? If he plays through that high ankle sprain, and now I love how people are saying, hey, he must have been faking it. Are you kidding me?
No, he wasn't faking it.
Yeah, did you see the hit that he took? But Pat Mahomes comes through the high ankle sprain. You think he might miss time, a lot like you thought he might miss the rest of the game against Jacksonville going back to the divisional round in 2022. Looked like his ankle was wrecked then, remember?
Yeah.
Went in the locker room, came back out and played and finished the game. But
Took that shot.
yeah, but he wins Saturday and then comes back and wins tomorrow. That's 5 days, 2 games. He'll lock up the number 1 seed, and then he can just coast for the next 20-some days is basically what it'll
Baller.
That's what he does.
That's a baller. Let me say, the Chiefs, they started out 9-0, okay? 8 of those 9 wins were one-possession wins. Then they lose to the Bills. Then after they lose to the Bills, 1-possession win, 1-possession win, 1-possession win, 2-possession win, 1-possession win.
Yeah. They know exactly
So
how to get
I don't want to hear that excuse. It's such an excuse. Oh, we're close. We're just so close. We just got to find it.
But
You're not close.
just to be clear, though, I don't think that many people are using it as an excuse.
No. But the guy all the way at the top is using it.
Maybe.
And if he's using it, I can guarantee the guy above him's using it.
Well, we haven't heard. Now, Doug is certainly saying we got to do this, we got to do that, because that's just coach speak. But we haven't heard anybody else say it. And that's why I'm telling you guys, I think Shad is waiting for this thing to basically to play the string out. Because if you think about it, who can you get to? When can you start the interview process? It's not like you're going to announce a hire tomorrow. You got to let everything just basically run its course. And then you have to get in line, because you got the Saints, you got the Jets, you got plenty of other ones, the Chicago Bears, that are all looking around going, you know what, we want to outfox you and beat you to the finish line and hire the best
And
guy.
the Bears, according to Schefter, are already going to interview Ben Johnson.
Yeah, well, that's because they have dispatched their coach. So now they can
That's
make
the
it
advantage
public.
of dispatching your coach.
But you're still not able to interview him, is my only point.
As soon in 2 weeks, they'll be able to interview him.
Yeah. And Black Monday will come, and this team may be in the same line. Doesn't mean that just because you get to interview him first, you're going to be the.
Well,
you're
I'm going to
lasso
put that in
him.
air quotes. You can't interview him. So I'll put that in air quotes because we know what happens.
You can have conversations, but do you think really?
You know, they talk to his agent talks to him. That's how it works.
Yeah. That part I get. Yeah, here's the parameters of what we're looking at. Here's what you'd like to see. What are you thinking about with your staff? I don't know exactly how deep it would go, but a lot can happen, even though you can't announce that you're actually.
It's not unlike legal tampering in free agency. Okay, very similar.
Yeah.
The teams talk to the agent talks to the player.
Yeah.
Well,
In this case, the coach.
Well, when it comes to him, I'd like to just be first in line. I mean, I kind of wish that we had done what we needed to do, and I know we can't touch them or talk to them, but I kind of want to be first in line.
Right. That part I get.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, listen, how about giving us some good Christmas cheer? We'll do some Christmas songs today, Christmas gifts, Christmas horror stories. If you got any of them, hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. I do know one thing that we will have as far as what we're giving away is a chance for you to enjoy that XLP Hazy IPA at Bold City Brewery on Friday. So we're off tomorrow for Christmas, the next day as we celebrate Christmas. But Friday, we'll be back in action, and we will be at Bold City Brewery, the production house on Roselle in Riverside. So we'll throw some bold facts at you coming up, but we'll give you a chance if you want to taste that brew and be part of it because we brewed it, and you can come down and enjoy some great craft at Bold City Brewery. So we'll do that coming up on XL Primetime.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Sounds like someone needs to sing a Christmas carol.
Maybe all they need is just a little Christmas spirit.
Christmas is the greatest day in the whole wide world.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione Law.
We're H-A-P-P-Y, H-A-P-P-Y, because Happy Honda Days are here. Everything is bigger. Bigger selection, bigger discounts, bigger trade-in values. Honda, quality, value, safety. Don't miss Happy Honda Days, going on now at your local Honda dealer.
Mia here. Since 1982, Closets by Design has specialized in creating dream spaces for every budget. My designer, Frances, made the process so easy. She came to my house and designed a walk-in closet that's not only beautiful, but also incredibly functional for me and old Beau Valentine. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation at 800-293-3744. Hey, and if you mention Mia or Helmets and Heels, you'll qualify for free base molding. Call today or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I just cannot say enough good things about my friends at Pella Windows and Doors. They have the highest quality products, the strongest limited warranties in the industry, and they just flat out look amazing. But don't just take my word for it. Consumer Reports still has Pella rated #1 in all 3 major window categories, so why not go with the best? Call them today or visit the Pella showroom and be sure to ask about the latest hurricane and impact-resistant windows. That's Pella Windows and Doors on Phillips Highway, and tell them Mike sent you.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit barryorthopedics.com.
It's the Gator Podcast Channel with Frank Frangie and me, Dan Hicken, on all things Gators. Hacker and Denny Thompson have Gator Bites, and you can find them wherever you find podcasts or at 1010XL.com. Presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Bull riding. The perfect fusion of strength, skill, and pure willpower. Professional bull riders aren't just athletes. They're daredevils with cowboy souls. Come experience the true modern West, where 8 seconds of glory will create a lifetime of memories. It's the Michelob Ultra PBR Jacksonville at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, February 22nd and 23rd. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com and PBR.com. Hold on tight. The ride of your life is about to begin.
Atlantic Self-Storage, the official storage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to make room to watch football in your home or need a place to park your boat or RV? Store it all at Atlantic Self-Storage. Over 50 locations in Northeast Florida. 24-hour access, all with month-to-month leases. Moving? They can help with supplies. They make storage easy. Go to AtlanticSelfStorage.com or call 877-WE-STORE to find a storage solution near you. Go Jags!
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, is available to play in more than 40-plus states, including California and Texas. Join now because this holiday season, PrizePicks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Pickmas. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code JAX and get $50 instantly when you play 5. That's code JAX on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play 5. You don't even need to win to receive a $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks. Run your game.
How wide is the moon? The answer coming right up.
It's always a good idea to compare homeowners' insurance rates instead of renewing year in and year out. Log on to southernoak.com and get an instant quote in minutes.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The moon is roughly 2,100 miles wide, about a 3-day drive.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Hey folks, Dave Binion with Zero Res. I asked my wife what she wants for Christmas, and she said the same thing she does every year. She wants a clean home full of family and friends. That means the carpets, the tile and grout, the large oriental rug in our family room, and the huge sectional sofa that everyone loves to hang out on all need a good Zero Res cleaning. Give Zero Res a call and get your carpets cleaned for only $49 a room, and get your tile and grout cleaned for 25% off. Zero Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
Christmas songs out. Big Search, that's yours.
That's back when Mike was just, just young Mike.
There's the man.
He had the smile.
Huh?
That infectious smile.
Great voice, young dude.
Jackson 5 with they were you know what?
Tito, give me a tissue. They were awesome.
Do you remember the Jackson 5 cartoons?
Of course.
I grew up watching those as well. Those were the best.
Yeah.
Absolutely the best.
It was the best. When we started talking about some of those good old ones, they were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we were speaking of Christmas presents. That's a Christmas song. You guys can throw your favorite Christmas song our way. 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. We'll throw ours out. Christmas stories. Christmas gifts I think we should get into. But one of them did offer up a Christmas gift suggestion. One of y'all should get Leon some Pop-Tarts.
Nice. I'll take them. Why you making jokes? I eat Pop-Tarts. Put them in the toaster.
No shame.
I like the blueberry ones.
I do love blueberry.
The strawberries.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not a fan of when I was growing up, I was not a fan of the apple cinnamon.
No, I didn't do that. I didn't do that either. Well, I didn't eat mine toasted when I was a shorty.
Really?
I would just take them. I would just grab them and take them to the school and walk, and I would eat them on the way to the bus stop.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. All right. So, real quick, best Christmas gift you ever got as a kid?
The best Christmas I ever got. I mean, this is a good and bad story. I'm still emotional about it, but I'm telling you.
All right.
I was 8 years old, and my parents bought me a green machine. Green machine was it was like the transformer of the big wheel.
Mm-hmm.
The big wheel was nice, but the green machine was like an upgrade as far as the big wheel goes. And I rode that green machine with the tenacity of a race car driver. I ain't gonna even lie, bro. Up and down the street, I had a great time, bro. And I remember it. I had it for about 3 days, and I parked it in my. I went to use the bathroom.
Oh, I remember this.
And
story.
I parked it on the sidewalk next to my house. And, it wasn't number one. I had to do number two, so I spent a little bit more time in the bathroom than I should have. Okay.
As a little shorty.
And I come outside, and my big wheel is gone. I mean, my green machine is gone. Somebody stole my green machine 3 days after Christmas, and I was heartbroken. I ran up and down the street trying to figure out who had it. I knocked on doors. I called people out. I may have cursed. I was 8. I may have cursed. And to this day, if you're out there, the man who stole my green machine, I'm still coming for you.
I'm coming for you.
I have a certain set of skills, and I'm going to find you.
Yes. Yes.
So my favorite gift, my best gift as a kid, very similar kind of traumatic story. I was 6, got my first bike. Just hauling butt up and down the street, right? You know, grew up on the beach, so it's the streets where I grew up they weren't paved. It was like coquina shells.
Right.
So it was like it was paved, but it was coquina shells. It wasn't tar. So I mean, it's hard on your feet. It's hard on, you fall down. You got a problem.
Right.
So I'm going up and down the road, and I hit this little sand spot. Whoop! Right out from underneath me. Bang! Chin on the street. Okay.
Oh yeah.
My chin splits open. Look, bro. Still see the stitches.
Were you concussed? Is the question.
Wait, this story gets way better.
Right,
okay.
gotcha.
So my dad throws me in the station wagon. We go over the causeway, go to the hospital. I get in there. I'm 6, man. In this hospital, never been into a hospital. I'm scared out of my mind. He's like, "Don't worry, it'll be all right." So I'm like, "All right," and go in there. The doctor, they're really nice and everything. They start to stitch it up. There's no Novocaine back then, okay? And he starts to stitch up, and he goes, "Now wait a second.
Wait a minute. You were that old? There's no Novocaine back in the day?
Hang on a second. He goes, or maybe there was, and my dad just didn't want me to have it.
I think that might be it right there.
Because before he started stitching, he goes, "Now wait a second. Has your son had a tetanus shot?" My dad goes, "No, he hasn't." He goes, "Well, he's got to get a tetanus shot, especially with this street. You got to get one." And he's like, "All right." And I look at my dad. I'm like, "What's a tetanus shot?" He goes, "Don't worry, it'll be fine."
Yeah,
so
of
like
course. Every
2 minutes later, this doctor comes up with a needle that literally looked like a spear.
Looks like Frankenstein.
It looked like a spear, okay? And he starts coming toward me, and I'm like, I look at my dad. He goes, "I promise you, it'll be fine." The pain from that tetanus shot, okay? I'm screaming and yelling, and they're trying to like suture it up after. So they get all done. And I look at him. He goes, "If I had told you it was gonna hurt, what would you have done?"
The exact same thing I'm doing right now.
I just said, "Run out of the room." I said, "Run out of the room." And he goes, "I had to tell you that. There was no other way to do it." So to this day, I think that's why whenever I walk into a hospital, I get a little sense of like a little nauseous.
Yeah,
just a little bit,
I can because the tetanus shot is the worst. I remember stepping on a nail.
It looked like a spear, seriously.
Yeah, and I do remember getting, as a grown-up, stitches when I put a piece of glass into my arm, working too fast, and they just were so slow. We had to go to Memorial at ER, and they're like, "We don't have any, whatever you want to call it, anesthesia." To numb it up right there. Anyway.
What I call it, Novocaine.
Yeah. Anesthesia.
Same thing, right?
Hippie, one of our workers, he says, "Dobone, don't worry, man. I went and got a 12-pack. Just go ahead and do it. We're done. We got to get out of here." It was around the holidays. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But Matt's story reminds me of one, too. Same thing. You got the bike, and you're out there, and you're cruising, you're cranking, you're having such a good time. And I remember wiping out and basically cut the bottom of my earlobe off on one of those limestone roads. Fell and hit one of those rocks, and it was just hanging. Had to go to the emergency room and basically stitch that bad boy back up. You can still see the line just a little bit, and that was, gosh, who knows how long ago.
By the way, real quick, epilogue to my story.
Yeah.
3 weeks later, playing baseball in our driveway. We had a piece of wood for second base. I hit like a shot into the street, so that's like in the alley,
Yeah.
And I'm running to second base, stop at second base, put my right foot on second base, whoop, right back. Boom, chin right on the driveway. Broke it open again.
Oh, that hurts. Yeah, It does hurt. It does hurt. My favorite as a kid was getting a racetrack. That old school racetrack that you had your remote control. You'd set up your car. You get to put your stickers on the car. And we had this little downstairs area in our house. And my dad and my Uncle Tim set up the plywood, put all the racetrack together. And the classic story is it was White's Hardware way back in the day in St. Aug. And they were in their cups setting the racetrack up. Santa, of course, was there with them, but in their cups, setting the racetrack up, and either Dad or Uncle Tim just runs one of the race cars off the track, going too fast, with the gear control. 1 o'clock in the morning, they've busted up a race car for my brother and I, and this is old school St. Augustine. They called the guy who owned White's Hardware, and he went back down there at 1 o'clock in the morning and got another car.
Wow.
That is St. Augustine in a nutshell back in the day.
That's
you can't do that
good,
anymore. But that was, honestly, racetrack was the best. It was just awesome. So if you guys have your memory of your great toy, prize, whatever you found, the Daisy Red Ryder BB gun underneath the tree, let us know. 641-1010. You can hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. I do feel like the Christmas present that all of Duval wants is a coaching change and a GM change. I think maybe they want a GM change more than they want a coaching change. I think they want both.
And a couple guards.
Yeah, of course. They want a better roster. And Balky's in charge of that roster. It's an absolutely stinking situation. And so this is the Grinch who stole Christmas right now. Trent Balky is the Grinch because they had it all in 2022. It was a December to remember. They had made it to the postseason. They had tasted joy in Whoville once again. And then the Grinch who stole Christmas decided to just slowly but surely ratchet down the...
Are you trying to tell me the Balky's heart is 3 times too small? Is that what you're trying to say?
I might be suggesting that right now. And I think all of Duval might agree because this team went from that to this. And this is nothing but bad. And so I just can't believe that they went from that joy in Whoville 2 Christmases ago. And then last year, from December 1 to here we are, December 24th, they have won 4 out of 21 ball games. That's it.
Balky's got he has a little bit of Jim Carrey Grinch in him, actually.
He might.
If Dell, if you're listening, do like a little thing for us. You do your magic, man. He's got a little, does he not?
Yeah, he does have a little bit.
He's got that little scowl on his face. He's got a little Jim Carrey Grinch to him.
I've never really thought of myself as a great actor, but I don't mind. I've been acting, fooling everybody with this job as long as I've been doing it. So maybe he could.
It's crazy. Do you remember what the announcers said about the Jaguar team after they lost to KC in the divisional round? This team is going to compete against the Chiefs for a long time. That's what the announcers said.
Remember that?
You remember that? You remember how far away we were from that game?
It really is.
And Trevor in the ramp, where the announcers say, "Well, this team will be back."
Bro, that may as well be Fiji from here at this point.
Bro, that seems so far. You know what that sounds like? It feels like a Star Wars movie, long time ago in a galaxy far away. That's what it feels.
It really
like.
does. All right, so we will keep it going on that subject. Great Christmas gifts. I'm going to ask you guys great Christmas gifts as an adult, too, okay? So be thinking about that. We'll have that coming up. Talking Christmas, talking Jags, CFP. I have some numbers from the college football playoff, the viewing, and all the fallout. Kirk Herbstreit is being threatened with his life by one Shannon Sharp. It's unbelievable. So we'll get into all that coming up. It is XL Primetime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Hey, Florida drivers, the holiday season is upon us. When celebrating, always plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Besides, a DUI could cost you $10,000. Not exactly the best gift you could give yourself. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Most goals we set for ourselves have a clear path, like I want to go to Fiji. So you read a couple reviews, talk to some friends, and book it, and maybe a couple choices along the way. But overall, it's a clear course to reach your goal. Now, if your goal is to lose 40 or 50 pounds, where's the clear path? You read reviews, you talk with friends, you try something out, then it doesn't work, and then you're disappointed. And we've all been there, and it blows. But stop trying that and do what I did. Reach your goal with the Wake 180 weight loss. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. No guesswork, no trial and error, no medication side effects. I'm proof I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on a Wake 180. Hackers coming up on 120 pounds, and you can lose it too. Trust me, it was simple. A word you never hear used with weight loss programs, unless, of course, you're referring to Awaken 180. Choose the simple, clear path to success with the solution for weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss at awaken180weightloss.com.
This
This is the Mangler. Years of playing football coupled with lifestyle left my feet mangled with neuropathy. I was experiencing burning, tingling, and numbness. I spoke with 2 foot specialists and they told me there was no cure. They were wrong. I found Dr. Nate Riddle in Ponte Vedra. After utilizing his neuropathy treatment for only 2 weeks, I noticed a difference in my feet. I was regaining my feeling and balance. If you want relief from nerve pain, call Dr. Nate for a free consultation at Riddle Wellness, 904-395-5598.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 24th, 1967, New York Jets quarterback Football Hall of Famer Joe Namath becomes the first player to pass for 4,000 yards in a season.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 47th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget, and with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, open 7 days a week in December.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Mason Smith was a bad man for Jacksonville over the weekend. The rookie defensive tackle tallied 3 tackles against the Raiders, with 2 being solo. And he'd also pitch in a sack in what was his best performance this year. Number 94 was 100% locked in on Sunday and is your Superior Fence and Rail's defensive player of the game.
If you're tired of your fence looking like a bad hair day, well, it's time for a fence makeover with Superior Fence and Rail. They'll make your yard the talk of the town with a new fence installed by their expert team.
Your fence is fantastic. My fence is giving all of my neighbors some serious pick and envy. Thanks, Superior Fence and Rail.
So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your fence installation project today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Pour Downy in the rinse change.
Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean.
Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Barley and Pie Brewing Company in Fleming Island is excited to announce an all-new happy hour, 7 days a week. You heard right. Every day from 3 until 6 p.m. and again from 9 until close. Barley and Pie has deals you can't resist. 2-for-1 clay lights, 2-for-1 house wines, and much more. Experience the all-new happy hour at Barley and Pie Brewing Company in Fleming Island.
It's the Jaguars' final home game of the 2024 regular season, and you don't want to miss it. Join us Sunday, December 29th for our fan appreciation game when the Jaguars take on the Tennessee Titans.
It's going to go over on downs, and the Jags are going to win the ball game.
To lock in your seats for this divisional matchup, head to Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you there, Jags fans.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson on the situation they find themselves in at 3-12 with 2 games to go.
It's a tough situation to be in, but at the same time, listen, I'm not gonna make excuses for it, and we are who we are, and right now we're just haven't, and really, this season we haven't been consistent enough in our play, on the field, and so we all take responsibility, and something we got to look hard at and try to fix.
Doug Peterson, courtesy of Jaguars.com, with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update. I'm Andrew Gibson.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
This is a Christmas tune. Keep listening. Harry Connick Jr.
Well, Connick, he definitely was good. That's for sure. I love it. I love it. Give us a little Christmas cheer. We got some good ones off the text line, 641-1010. It is XL Primetime of Beaver Chevy. Beaver Toyota Tuesday. They are off today and tomorrow, celebrating Christmas. Back open on Thursday with that commitment, trying to sell 1,000 cars in the month of December. So take advantage of it. They are offering deals, as Linda says. First off, she says they're there to wow you. And then on top of that, no reasonable offer refused. So make sure you check them out, especially if you didn't get that Christmas gift that you wanted. Beaver Chevrolet on Phillips and Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine in the Og. All right, a couple of good ones off the text line as far as Christmas gifts when they were kids. You got one?
I got one.
Yeah.
This is from the 718. The present I desperately wanted, but my father was too cheap to get. Was a German market train. A German market train said, he could have gotten one flipping train car each Christmas or on a birthday. You can tell this has bothered me for years.
Well, this other one, when I was 10, I wanted to get a skateboard. This was in Albuquerque, so lots of hills. My parents got me to the top of the line with all the setups. So later that afternoon, I was skating down the street, and the wheel caught a rock. I fell, stuck my hands out, broke my arm. My skateboard went into the street and was run over, snapped in half. Spent the rest of the day at the hospital and in a cast for 8 weeks. Never did get another skateboard. That's traumatic, bro. I feel for you. That sucks. And I understand it because like we said, we took on injuries. And this was before you didn't have a helmet on when you were a kid. None of that existed.
Yeah. You weren't a kid unless you fell out of a tree.
All right. Speaking of kids.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. And then you also had, when you were chased by a dog, you knew how to one foot flip, jump over the fence, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, you ain't never been chased by no dog.
I've been chased by a dog.
There was some hesitancy there.
No, believe me, I've been chased by a dog.
Not a poodle now. I'm talking about German Shepherds.
It was a Doberman that was chasing me, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. This is worth a round of applause. Big Al, who dropped by earlier during the giving season with Santa Lamb. Of course, Big Al is Alex Lamb, David Lamb's son. He did not fall far from that tree, okay? But Big Al, the Santa Lamb Foundation, they took kids out shopping for Christmas this past Saturday, 212 kids.
Nice.
That's so awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. They made sure that they had a big smile on their faces for Christmas. All right, so like we were saying earlier, big smile. It's tough to figure out exactly how this whole thing's going to play out. You got teams that basically are in give-up mode. Tennessee, maybe one of them. Jacksonville, maybe one of them. New Orleans, certainly one of them last night. You look at the other side of it, it is setting up for some really good battles beginning tomorrow when you have Ravens, Texans, you've got Chiefs and Steelers. Because it's great the way the NFL set it up. And I'll give them credit on this one because they had two Saturday opportunities that they want to take advantage of. Just so happened the college football playoff was cranking up for the first time.
Happened.
Yeah. Well, they've always done that Saturday. And now the college wants to get into that world because the NFL's always had
That's going to hurt the ratings. It's definitely going to hurt the college ratings.
Oh, yeah. But they were smart. They said, well, you guys are going to play on Saturday, and you're going to come back and play on Wednesday, Christmas Day, because they're the Grinch who stole Christmas away from the NBA.
Right.
Basically is what they're doing. Anyway, they took 4 teams, and they said, you two play each other, and then you guys play the other guy on Wednesday, which is basically what they did. It's pretty
So they
smart
stole
on their part.
Thursday from college football, stole Wednesday from the NBA.
They don't care. And by the way, they're doing on Netflix tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. So, yeah, they have no hesitation to steal.
Not only that, don't let anyone ever tell you that there's no money out there, that no one's going to pay for, how can you still do a media rights deal? There's no money. Football is the most popular sport, NFL and college, all over. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Everyone will pay for that. Netflix will pay for it. Hulu will pay for it. All of those streaming services are going to be in not only the NFL's next TV deal, but college football's TV deals too. It's booming right now.
Yeah, they also have played one against the other.
Of course.
Imagine getting Amazon to come in and put together basically $1 billion deal, and then go out and hire Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit to sit in the booth, and they pay them $1 million at least a game, which is just crazy. And then, of course, the rights fees. And then they say, hey, Amazon, you stay over there in your little Thursday night setup. Hey, Netflix, you guys want to do a Christmas special? And they just went right to their competitor.
Meanwhile, Apple's going, we're interested. We want some of that right now, too.
So I looked at some of the numbers, and just as far as eyeballs were concerned with the ratings, and it's not like people weren't watching these games. They most certainly were. It's just a matter of whether or not you're going to get everything out of the playoff, because it was an ugly black eye start to the college football playoff. Doesn't mean we won't have a great finish line, because we do have 4 pretty good games that are coming up. At least we hope. Yeah. But the first round of games, totally disappointing.
Yeah, it was varsity versus JV. It really was. I mean, outside of Clemson taking the ball down and scoring on the first drive, that was the only time I figured there was going to be a game. And then that imploded real quick.
They could have made it interesting had they hit that 4th and 1 from the goal. They scored there instead of getting stopped at the goal line. It could have been interesting then, but it's for the most part, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big old black eye, and all you can hope for is that you're going to get to a point where you have the selection process is going to be under greater scrutiny. All that kind of stuff is going to perhaps change things. Let's make this the 10-10 tape, because let's at least stay on the college football playoff for a hot second.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 tape. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmaster since 68.
So if you're thinking about not cooking, Sonny's is ready for you, but you probably need to get there today. Okay? Little Christmas Eve pickup. You can have that turkey, whatever you want for Christmas Day, and then just basically throw it back in the oven, warm it up. And then after you've eaten whatever you have served at home, you can head on to Sonny's over the weekend and get ready for your big tailgate. So this is the disappointing part of it. There's no getting away from this. Only one lead change in all 4 of the college football playoff games. Can you name it?
One lead change?
Only one lead change in all 4 of the games.
Clemson, Texas.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. And it was the early score, and then you really didn't hear from them again until the second half. And obviously they did claw their way back into it, but that was the only lead change in 4 big ball games. All 4 ball games were decided by 2 possessions or more. You can't get away from it. When you want to start talking about the fact that the average loss was 17 points per game, those are all black eyes. It doesn't mean that you could say, hey, Ole Miss or Alabama walk on in here and save this, because there's no guarantee they would have looked any better.
I don't know about Alabama, but Ole Miss would have played better. So would South Carolina.
But let's just think about this.
Miami.
The biggest and baddest and best conference out there is the mighty SEC, and the mighty SEC was embarrassed as much as anybody. Honestly, they were.
Ohio State, yeah.
With Tennessee?
Yeah, they were embarrassed as much as anybody. So there's really no getting away from it. But when you take a look at, and I was looking at another number here real quick, the Texas running backs against the Clemson defensive front, those 2 guys went off for 256 yards and 4 touchdowns on 29 carries. They erupted for big-time chunks of yards and big ball plays, including the one that basically gutted Clemson in the end when they pulled back to within a score. But
that's almost 9 yards a carry.
It's crazy. And that is kind of what Clemson basically had to have this year to make it to the ACC championship game and win it, was that good, sturdy defense. And look at the numbers that Texas put up on them. It's crazy. So next year, figure it out. Strength of schedule, as you've mentioned, Matt.
It's everything.
Leon, you certainly have mentioned it. That has to be a big play coming up next time. And they can't change it, can they? They actually can change the committees.
Sure they can. They can tell the committee they want them to focus on strength of schedule. They can come up in the offseason and say, we're going to use this formula like the NCAA basketball tournament uses. Now I think they use like 5 or 6 different criteria
So
of
they
computer
can't-
formulas.
They can't change the inviting the Group of 5 champion in, right?
No, 2026 they can.
Right.
They're not going to. The group of 5 will always get one
and
team
they
in.
and they can't. Can they change? Hey, you're going to get an automatic bid, but you're not going to be
In 2026 they can.
Okay.
Yes, in 2026.
All right.
The format will be the same one more year. It doesn't mean the way the committee will choose the teams has to be the same.
Right.
Because that's all just nebulous what they say to them about you got to do this and you got to do that and you got to do this. All they got to say at that point, some point this offseason, say we're going to go with this X formula, whether it's Jeff Sagarin, strength of schedule, whatever it is.
Right.
We're going to use this strength of schedule and we want this heavily weighted. And again, all they can say is heavily weighted. They're not going to say we want this to be, the be all end all. They'll just say we want it to be heavily weighted towards strength of schedule, which would be my guess is what they're going to do in the offseason.
Yeah, I love it when they say we want you to do this because we're still going to orchestrate it however we need to orchestrate it to make sure.
I mean, you say that, and I understand you saying that. I understand how anyone would say that, okay? Because obviously everybody's looking out for their own interests.
And they still want to
But
include,
at the end of the day, don't you want better games?
Yes. And at some point they'll relent, but they still want to include all of the nation.
No, I
Yes,
want
they
the
do.
best teams.
No, I'm saying the committee does.
Well, the committee can want whatever they want.
Hey,
if,
listen.
if the commissioners say we want the best teams, that's the end of the story.
Okay, dumb question. I'm in charge of them. Do you think the Big 12 and the ACC are going to say, you go ahead and get the best teams out there and leave us out? They ain't saying that.
Do you think
there are 4 commissioners?
Do you think the SEC and the Big Ten won't go, okay, and then we'll just be the AFC, NFC, and we'll have our own playoff. You guys do whatever you want to do.
But we know that's been talked about. It just
right.
isn't-
Well, that is the anvil hanging over those guys.
That'd be great.
You either go along with us or we're dropping the anvil. And it's going to be like the Wile E. Coyote on the bottom there.
It would be great. That'd be great. But I do wonder how they do it and how long will it take for that to happen? Because right now it's still the Power 4, and there's still 2 votes for and 2 votes against, and it makes it very tough. They can.
I mean, it's not
secede.
because all those Group of 5 conferences will go with the SEC and the Big Ten because they know where their meal ticket is.
Just so they can get
they can get money from the playoffs. Yeah, of
but kick
course.
to the curb later.
Well, I mean, it's
so that would be the 3rd vote. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
maybe
bottom feeders. We'll go ahead.
I don't enjoy the fact that it's separated like this and that college football isn't what it once was.
Mm-hmm.
We all would rather have what it once was, but it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just laying out the reality of the situation. It's not what I want.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my opinion. If it were up to me, the Pac-12 would still be together.
Yeah.
So it's just, look, this is where it is right now. And if we know the product right now, okay? We know the framework of the product right now. So the goal should be, let's get the best games possible in this playoff.
Mm-hmm.
And to get the best games possible, you put the best teams in there. And if that means there's 10 or 11 SEC and Big Ten games, oh well. Teams, oh well. So what?
I think us in the South all agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 2-king country is what you're telling me in college football.
Right now.
By the way, when you do the SEC and Big Ten, Joe, you're taking from the entire country. Let's not forget that.
Well, you are now that Texas is in your footprint and that the
USC and Oregon and
Golden
Washington
State is in, or actually the Pacific Coast is in your footprint. And so now they have covered that quandary or that question that the rest of them, but don't think for it. Like I said, all Power 4 conferences are not created equal, but those commissioners want to act like they have just as much. That's why Jim Phillips was beating that drum, raising hell.
Right, but he just does it publicly. He has behind the scenes, there's no power, none.
I know, but they still got 2 teams in the college football playoff
because the format was made years ago.
Yeah.
So it's
maybe.
It's here. In 26, it's going to completely change.
All right. I love that idea if it could happen. All right. Real quick, NFL. We do have some wishes, Christmas wishes on the text line, Design My Lifetime Enclosures, about basically going out and getting players in the draft. That's what they want to see happen more than anything else. We need pressure up front. We need to be able to block. We need to be able to get to the quarterback. Those are 2 things that have been vastly missing from the game plan for your Jaguars for several years now, it seems. But on the NFL front, a bold fact, RJ, if you don't mind.
Here's a bold fact brought to you by Bold City Brewery, Duval's first craft brewery. Online at boldcitybrewery.com.
We will be at Bold City Brewery, the production house on Roselle Street on Friday, a couple days after Christmas, with a chance for you to sample that XLP Hazy IPA. We brewed it. I'm super stoked. Can't wait for it to be tapped. And we will have just some nice little, like the kitchen will be open. My man Brian will be cooking up maybe some smash burgers and some other stuff to go along with that Hazy IPA. So after this question, all you got to do is call RJ, 641-1010. If you want to be on the guest list, we only have a few spots, but we would love for our XLP Primetimers to drop on by and hang out with us. So you can call them at 641-1010. All right, so Jamar Chase, 45 career touchdowns. Brian Thomas Jr. might be our version of Jamar Chase when it's all said and done, but think about the number that this guy has churned out. 45 career touchdown passes. He is right now tied.
In 4 years, right?
Yeah. In his first 4 seasons, third most in his first 4 seasons in NFL history, tied with one other individual. The other 2 that are just ahead of him are OGs, Jerry Rice and Randy Moss. So that's how good Jamar Chase has gotten. Who is he tied with? 45 career touchdowns in his first 4 NFL seasons. Jerry had 49. Randy had 53 in his first 4 seasons.
I want to say Michael Irvin, but he was there when they were terrible one year, so it's not going to be him.
Yeah, it's not mine.
He was there for the 1-15 season.
That's crazy good, though.
Oh, man.
First 4 years.
First 4.
Marvin Harrison.
45 touchdowns, always a good guess.
Great one.
Mr. Productivity, Marvin Harrison.
Great guess. Torrey Holt, I don't know who.
I'll say that Matt said something that at least had something to do with the correct answer. So that would mean
Isaac Bruce.
No, what was the first guy you said?
Torrey Holt.
No, the first guy you said
Michael Irvin.
Right.
Michael Irvin.
And so it ain't Michael, but
was it
Jimmy?
Nope.
What's his name? Hopper?
Nope.
No, it's
Pearson?
No, it's the spike in the middle of the field, the ball in the middle of the field.
No, Terrell would be
Terrell.
really good. I'm just going to take you back to Duval. It is Bob Bullet Hayes.
Wow, I love it.
How about that?
That's pretty good.
Bob Hayes had 45 career touchdowns in his first 4 seasons. Salute to one of Duval's greatest, Bullet Bob Hayes. It is XL Primetime. All right, you call 641-1010 if you want to get on the guest list to sample the XLP Hazy IPA at Bold City Friday. It'll be around 3 o'clock, 641-1010. Call RJ and see if you can get on the guest list.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealers Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. Start Sunday morning with a balanced breakfast of football. Breakfast out of bed. Live from Tailgaters Parking on the Terminix Kickoff Show. 5 hours before kickoff of every game. Brought to you by Gatorade and Clearwater Irrigation on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
While other books make promises, MyBookie delivers. This holiday season, they're stacking the deck in your favor with 12 days of Christmas. Now through the 31st, a festival lineup of can't-miss opportunities for bettors to cash in on. Risk-free Thursdays, super boosts, free bets, weekly casino giveaways with hundreds of winners and thousands in cash prizes. All it takes is a 50-cent spin on BetSoft slots to enter. With the road to New Orleans, bowl games galore, and a Christmas Day sports feast featuring NFL and an NBA doubleheader, this is your season to win. The 12 Days of Christmas event is live right now. Don't wait. Use promo code 1010XL with your first deposit, and MyBookie will give you a little extra start to your holiday. MyBookie is offering a 50% deposit bonus for 1010XL listeners just for signing up and using promo code 1010XL. There's a reason MyBookie has been the go-to for serious bettors for 10 years. Whether it's UFC, NFL, college ball, or casino, bet and win with confidence. Make your holiday season a jolly one with MyBookie.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Have you heard? Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet are aiming to sell 1,000 vehicles this December. How? I've told my team to take all reasonable offers. We won't lose your business over price. With thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs on the ground, all priced to sell, we guarantee the most money for your trade and the easiest car buying experience ever. I promise we ain't leaving nothing on the table, but you've only got 1 week left. Visit Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. We're here to wow you.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
1010XL celebrates high scorers.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists celebrate scholar athletes.
In class and on the court.
Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234. Wednesdays on The Frangie Show.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com. And let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
After consulting with several orthopedic specialists about my constant knee pain, I chose Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and Dr. Chris Swanson to handle my surgery. Their professionalism let me know this team was the one for me. The surgery was very successful, and if I ever have a future need, I'll continue to trust Southeast Orthopedic Specialists to take care of me.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey. Here in North Florida, you know that when temperatures go up and your AC goes out, you need help now. Like right now. Like lickety-split. So why not call Lickety Split and get same-day emergency service for your AC? Now, I bet you've seen their trucks all over town because they've got dozens of certified technicians ready to repair not only your AC, but your home's plumbing and electrical too. So when you want it done right and you need it done right now, call Lickety Split AC, Plumbing, and Electric.
Now, the Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
BTJ's nickname should be ATM because he's money whenever you need it. Matt Jones in the third quarter would find the rookie phenom for a 62-yard touchdown, making the score 14-13 with 54 seconds left in the period. The Brian Thomas Jr. score is your Performance Painting Play of the Game.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
I'm Max Finke with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update.
The Georgia Bulldogs are getting set to face Notre Dame in the Sugar Bowl after the Fighting Irish defeated the Indiana Hoosiers Friday night. After Georgia quarterback Carson Beck suffered an AC joint injury in the SEC Championship, backup quarterback Gunnar Stockton will be the Bulldogs' signal caller. Listen in to Kirby Smart's Bowl Week press conference to hear how Stockton's preparation is going.
Well, I would say just experience, right? Just practice. He got lots of reps prior to these practices, but he's getting much more now. You know, when you get ready for a opponent like Notre Dame, you need time. There's certainly a lot of time in prep you can do to prepare for that. I think the biggest thing is just competition and practice.
It's 64 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
To cover the ground.
What's better than Dean Martin?
It's
Seriously.
time for play. It's a whipped cream day.
He doesn't use a straw, but he's sipping bourbon as he's singing this
I
song.
don't care.
No, I'm saying. Did I criticize him when I said that? Hell no, I did not. I just said he's unbelievable. He can do both at the same time. He's a ventriloquist.
And flirt at the same time
yes,
as well.
He's a ventriloquist with bourbon. He can just take it. Listen, I've always said it about Dino. And at the top of the stairs heading up to my sports lounge, I still have the timeless photo or timeless photograph of the Rat Pack around the pool table. And it's Dean, it's Sammy, it's Frank, it's Lawford. And I would always say about Dean, like if Matt would say back in the day, like he wouldn't mind going back to the 50s. If I could be part of the Rat Pack, I might. But other than that, like if I could be thrown into American Graffiti or part of the Rat Pack, maybe. But I love everything we have now, technology-wise. But the great line about Dean Martin is women love him, men want to be him. That's it.
Yeah.
He was as smooth a cat as they come.
Well, here's the thing. I think I referenced this to y'all about 6 months ago. Him and Frank Sinatra used to go to the golf courses, and they refused. If they didn't have a stock of liquor for them, they wouldn't play in the golf course. So the concession cart that we have today,
the
on
golf cart, beverage cart,
beverage cart is because of those two guys right there.
And I'm telling you, if
God bless them.
if that isn't a reason to put them in any Hall of Fame,
Any
that
Hall of Fame.
just having and the great folks at the golf club Southampton, they always make sure they have smiling faces out there. The beverage car girl, so important to the success of any golf course. And so if that's what Dean and Frank did to help the game of golf, God bless them. That's for sure. All right, 641-1010. We've been talking about Christmas a number of different ways. I like the Christmas songs I love. Obviously, you got Bruce and you got Alabama. I love John Lennon, the Eagles. They got so many good ones. So if you guys have some suggestions, you can definitely do that.
Now, movies, on the other hand.
Okay, what is the best Christmas movie? I need to get back into some other things, but I don't mind talking about Christmas movies.
Leon, you're up first.
Christmas movies, let me see. I just mentioned it when we was off the air. Of course, Elf. I'm going to watch Elf.
I love Buddy Elf.
At some point over the next 48 hours, I will watch Elf.
So we have
100%.
We have our stockings across the fireplace, and I have Buddy Elf. That's mine.
Nice.
So I love it.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Me and RJ talked about this off the air. Friday after next, RJ. That's a Christmas movie, right?
That's what the debate is right now.
Yeah,
Everybody's
that's a
asking
good
whether
Christmas
or not it is. I say that it is. There's others that say that it is. If people are saying essentially, if Die Hard is considered a Christmas movie, then Friday After Next needs to be considered a Christmas movie.
Okay.
I came home yesterday, and Die Hard was just coming on, and we sat down and watched. And John McClane.
It's like Shawshank Redemption. You're watching it.
Yeah.
If you flip into it, you're watching it.
It's so funny because the son-in-law, now Jordan's already dealing with that rock top loss because he's rock bottom. But Joey, who hosted us in Nash Vegas, he's here. He had never seen Die Hard. Hyla had never seen Die Hard.
Wow.
So I said, okay, this is our mission right now. We just sat back and watched it. John McClane, get him, man.
All right, so you got So you got Friday
I
next?
got another one on my mind, but I'll come up with it. What you got?
So over the next 48 hours, I can guarantee you I'm going to watch Elf. I'm going to watch Christmas Story.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch Die Hard. I'm going to watch It's a Wonderful Life. Tonight, I think It's a Wonderful Life. It's going to happen tonight. There's no doubt about that. I think my favorite, believe it or not, it's a kind of a little known one. Came out in 2000 when it's Nick Cage and Téa Leoni. Téa Leoni is just, it might be the best she's ever looked.
Yeah.
The Family Man.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal movie.
Okay, I need to remember that one. I don't know that I've seen that.
It's really good. Like TLD will like it.
Okay.
She will definitely like it.
All right, because we go for the obvious, but it's like Holiday Inn.
I'll give you the concept. He's a billionaire on Wall Street, and he and his girlfriend broke up in after college because he went to go to London to go to Oxford for a year and do an internship with a company out there. And she said, "Don't go. If you go, I feel like we'll never get back together." And he left, and they never did.
Yeah.
So it's almost like one of those. He falls asleep, he wakes up, and he's not in this life anymore. He's in the old life with her, with
Okay.
what would have been.
A little Ebenezer action.
Yeah, a little
Okay.
Ebenezer action.
It's
It's a really cool movie.
Look, I love Home Alone. I'll never not name Home Alone among the best. The Christmas Story, you'll shoot your eye out, kid. Classic.
A classic.
We just put it on play the entire Christmas day, and it'll roll.
Be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
Yeah, exactly. He's
I love when Ralphie goes, a bunch of crap.
He's so mad. I'm old enough. Yeah, so just that one, Home Alone, Christmas Story. I definitely love Elf. It's great. And then you can go back in time, Holiday Inn, White Christmas, all that stuff. It's a Wonderful Life. It's a Wonderful Life's a tough one, but
it's very tough.
Still good.
The Family Man's kind of tough too.
Is it really?
JJ was asking me about it last night, and he said, "Wait, that's not good, right?" I said, "No, it's really good, but it gets you a little bit."
Yeah,
it definitely gets you.
Well, that's what John McClane was going through last night, trying to piece it all back together with his wife.
He was, right?
Yeah, just
and it worked out for him.
Yes, that's Christmas, man.
And the cop with the Twinkies.
Christmas. Yeah, exactly.
Worked out for him too.
Yeah, the cop needed to get it done. All right, I mentioned we need to get back to a little football, and we do have down the stretch. There's only 2 weeks left in the season, and as it is supposed to be, you have you have division rivals that you're going to play, and it's going to set up to where you're going to decide the AFC South, North, West, all of that. Same thing in the NFC, and that's why Jacksonville's playing the Titans this week and the Colts next week, because you hope that division titles are on the line. Go back a couple of years ago, they had to beat Josh Dobbs and the Titans on a night game to clinch the AFC South.
And probably should have lost the game.
And Dobbs almost beat him.
Right.
Strip fumble.
Yeah. Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Before he had the H.
That stadium was rocking.
It was
Crazy.
nuts. It was nuts. I was with the original NFG and all of them.
Everybody in teal, the team in teal. It was like your heaven.
Yeah,
it was literally your heaven.
Yeah, it was so good. The atmosphere. Where did that go? And so now you've got all these battles. So you've got Minnesota, who just won over Seattle, Detroit, who just beat Chicago, Green Bay, who absolutely smacked the Saints last night. They're all battling for that number one seed. Kansas City, we know what's at stake tomorrow. They're playing Pittsburgh to see who's going to lock up the number one seed. But who do you guys have right now as your MVP? Because I'm looking at these numbers, and they were thrown out, and most people right now are going to say Josh Allen has it on lock because of what he's done down the stretch. But here comes Lamar once again. Now, Lamar's the reigner, and so I don't think that the voters like to give the reigner another one unless it's just been this unbelievable runaway race. But listen to these numbers. Total yards for Josh Allen, 4,063. Lamar has nearly 500 more, 4,552. Total touchdowns, Josh Allen 37, Lamar 40. Picks, Allen has cut him down. He's thrown 6. Lamar's only thrown 4. Completion percentage, Lamar better than Josh. Passer rating, Lamar better than Josh. Record, Josh better than Lamar at 12-3. Who you like?
So the team record is the only thing that he's leading Lamar in.
Right
Quite
now,
honestly,
if you're looking at those individual
this feels
numbers.
like, this feels like almost, you remember how they kept giving the MVP to Jordan? Then eventually they say, you know what, we got to give it to somebody else. He can't keep winning it all the time. Because all those statistics that you just mentioned that Lamar is in the lead of, it says he should win it again.
Yeah, and I think what they do is they fall in love with the idea of something different, something new. That's how our social media world works. We can't just keep saying the same thing over and over. We got to come with something else to say.
I'll give you something else, and someone else, actually, who's might be the best player in the league right now. It's Jolton Joey Burrow.
Burrow has been.
He has been.
He's thrown for
Crazy
4,229 yards. He's got a touchdown to interception ratio of 39-8. He's completing 69% of his passes. Joey B is what every fan in this city wishes Trevor Lawrence was.
Yeah.
Because when they played each other in that championship game, it was these two dudes are going to be next level in the NFL. One of them has hit that spot. The other one's not close.
No. And Burrow has delivered. Burrow has absorbed hits. He's taken on a lot of punishment, and he's still been able to deliver for the most part. And this is with a bad defense.
And a bad offensive line. He's been sacked 37 times this year.
Well, just say it. This team has a bad defense and a bad offensive line.
Yes.
And Trevor did not do very well with a bad defense and bad offensive line. Burrow the boys.
Burrow has like 4 really good receivers for the majority.
The
majority of his career there too. You got to remember that.
Well, yeah, but still, think of how they started and where they are right now. They started in.
They're not searching the free agent wires to give them receivers. Okay.
No, but very, very true. But they started in football hell just like this team did.
Yeah.
Take a look at their record to begin the year, and take a look at you want to talk about one-score losses? It just happened to be 38-34. That type of stuff.
He's next level, man. The way, whenever he's completely healthy, he's next level. He's like rare. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not arguing.
And Burrow's he's the type of quarterback where he doesn't need a table set for everybody to eat. I mean, he wins in spite of.
Yeah.
And if he got a bad offensive line, I'm still going to find a way. If we got a bad defense, I'm still going to find a way. I mean, that's what we're looking for as far as Trevor comes. And Trevor should be in a position where I'm going to win in spite of. And I don't think he's not there yet. He's not even close to there.
You win with Trevor because of Trevor.
Yes.
Not with Trevor.
Yes.
Right. Like the Bengals, by the way, 7 of their 8 losses, one possession games.
Yeah. And it's funny. They started out 0-3. They lost 4 of their first 5. They lost their opener to a Jacoby Brissett-led Patriots. And they also were winless in the preseason. This team, undefeated in the preseason. We win when it doesn't matter. Anyway, the Bengals, 4 of their first 5 games they lost. Then they ripped off 3 of their next 4 with dubs. Then they lost 3 more to the Ravens, Chargers, Steelers, and you're thinking they're done. Well, they flipped the script again. They've won 3 in a row, and they're right back in the thick of things. And who knows? They've got a chance. It's still going to come down to these last couple of weeks. They're 7-8.
Yeah.
They still can make something happen.
Yeah. Guess what? No one wants to see them either.
I believe that.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see
them. No way, man.
And when you see them,
you got a hot quarterback like that? No way.
And by the way, he fed Higgins and Chase Brooks the other day. He fed a lot of guys the other day, the football. Yeah, they're impressive. There's no doubt about it. All right. So we'll keep it going on that front. The Jaguars, as far as what you can expect from them Sunday against the Titans, we will definitely touch on that. A little more college football. I'm looking at 5 stars that Florida has in their receivers room. It's impressive. We'll touch on it coming up. If they can get the job done, it's impressive. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota. Tuesday, we say thanks to them. They are there to wow you. Make sure you check them out online and on the lot when you're looking for great, great deals, beautiful rides. I am driving. As I dropped off my NASCAR Camry, I picked up another one, just absolutely beautiful. So check out their SUVs, sedans, pickup trucks on the Chevy side and the Toyota side. You will not be disappointed. It is XL Primetime Christmas Eve before you get to open those presents.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. They may not make a lot of plays.
Good snap. Good hold.
But sometimes they make the most important play.
Best kickers in the league year in and year out.
Listen for the Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game on 1010XL.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, Garber wiggle.
It's the time of year all our customers love. At Garber Auto Mall, every 2024 must go. Take advantage of thousands in discounts on all new Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, Garber wiggle.
To get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, monster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Stop letting high-interest debt weigh you down. Pay it all off in days thanks to Loan Pronto's new Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Imagine a completely hassle-free way to cash out your home equity. No appraisals, no paperwork, no waiting. Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan uses an AI-driven tech to get you approved for cash in as little as 1 day. One client got $100,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out their debt, launched the home improvement project, and is now saving over $1,000 a month. Instant approvals, low fixed rates, fast transfers. Get cash to consolidate all your debt and get a fresh start for the new year. Call Loan Pronto now and see how much you qualify for. Imagine this time next week, you can be credit card debt-free. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, MLS, consumeraccess.org.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Agent Gibbs here, wishing you and your family a happy and healthy holiday season. Guggen Nation, you're the best. Thanks for being part of the 1010XL family.
Being an athlete means having a healthy desire to do as much as you can with your body for as long as you can. Gatorade has lower sugar, electrolyte-backed hydration options to keep you rehydrated and replenished. Gatorade, for every athlete.
From Gatorade Zero to Gatorade Endurance Formula and Gator Light, there's something for every athlete. Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. It's a win-win. Gatorade, official partner of the NFL.
Everybody, Mike Dempsey here. Listen, I'm all about a sure thing. I like putting my money down knowing I'm going to win, and that's exactly what Awaken 180 was for me, a sure bet. I dropped 25 pounds in just over a month, and let me tell you, the results speak for themselves. Now, imagine this. You start Awaken 180 now, and when February rolls around, you've already lost 20 pounds. Or maybe you're like Matt Hayes, down 40 pounds by March. And don't even get me started on Hacker. Dude's lost over 100 pounds. Life-changing results, and I got to see it firsthand. Awaken 180 isn't some gimmick. You eat, you're never starving, and the weight just comes off fast. No guesswork, no crash diets, just a plan that works. And the best part, it's built to last thanks to free support for life. Don't wait for another failed resolution. Start your new year with the program that is the sure bet. Visit awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. Make sure this year is the year you win big with Awaken 180.
Make a resolution this new year to send all of your friends or family a Kuhn Flowers floral arrangement. RJ Saunders here with 1010XL, and okay, how about sending just one person you love a floral arrangement? Kuhn Flowers can handle it.
How many times a day does your heart beat? The answer coming up.
With hurricane season now here, the only weather you need to be concerned about is whether your homeowner's insurance policy will cover you in the event of storm damage. Ask about Southern Oak Insurance today.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
At a rate of 60 beats a minute, your heart beats about 86,000 times a day. So it'd be wise to take good care of it.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
They told me, bum a newborn king to see, bum our finest gifts we bring,
Thank you, RJ. That's good stuff. We had one of our texters, our primetimers, ask for a little Crosby and Bowie.
How about those two together, huh?
It was so cool the way they did it.
Yeah.
And the fact they were able to pull them together and make it seem like that went down is really, really cool. It's something else. And I think in the beginning, I don't know whether RJ had this or not, but it's how you doing? It's just
right.
like it looks so. Which, by the way, that reminds me, because it looked like you've seen how they can do so many different things technically now, where they can make you think this is real. This is
like they do with Nat King Cole and his daughter and his songs.
They're
his
both there
songs.
at the same time,
it's
all
really
that kind of stuff. Last night, and I'm sure some people saw this as well. This has to be, and somebody clue me in, 641-1010. You guys educate me because I'm not the smartest. But I think it was UCF Jaguar, just one of the guys who's out there on social all the time. And maybe I'll send this to RJ and we'll try and play it coming up here in just a second. But it's John Gruden reading a Christmas poem to Duval. Okay? And
I've seen it.
I'm going to send it to you, RJ, and see if you can pull this up and just have a little fun with it.
That's not realistic because I saw that this morning.
Yeah, it cracked me up.
Okay,
but
it's
good.
It's it's so AI.
It's classic. It's classic. Yeah. Yes, it's absolutely.
But just you absolutely have to love it because it's so funny because just for a brief moment it's plausible because John Gruden wants to get back in the biz. He's with Barstool Sports now. Yeah, and thinks he got hosed. Look, he did a lot of dumb things, and he was pulled into that whole Washington mess when they were trying to get rid of them
at the absolute worst time.
Yeah, and get Johnny Snyder out and all that kind of stuff. Yep. But anyway, it did crack me up. But Bing and David Bowie, and talk about legendary stuff right there. That's pretty good. All right, legendary. I've got to get one more bold fact in here, and this is fun because this one will take a little bit of thinking from you guys. But we're tapping that hazy XLP IPA on Friday. And we mixed our own batch. You can go online at 1010XL Joe C or on Instagram at 1010 Joe C. You can see where I was there with Alex and we brewed it. It takes about 2 weeks to a month for it to come together. And so we're tapping that bad boy on Friday. So if you want to come out, enjoy a pint with us. Like we said, Bri will have the kitchen open, and we would love to see you a couple days after Christmas. So that will be Friday at Bold City on Roselle Street, the production house. You can call RJ 641-1010 if you want to get on the guest list. A couple more spots that we can fill and have you out with us. So you can call him now, 641-1010. So Sam Darnold has 100% reinvigorated his career. Fair to say? He was a give up on. Mm-hmm. This guy's done. He saw 2-3 different teams. You're like, he's useless. He went from New York to Carolina, San Francisco, and then ultimately to Minnesota. He is the 7th quarterback in NFL history. I want you guys to listen to this and think about it. 7th in NFL history with at least 13 wins in his first season with a team. Wow. Just imagine you leave wherever you were in the case of some of these guys, they were already great. They just happened to change teams. But the first season with the team, he goes out and pilots them to 13 wins. And the season ain't even over. And Minnesota, with Sammy under center, has done that. He may never have seen the field if it hadn't been for the meniscus injury for J.J. McCarthy.
All right.
Who else?
I'm going to go with Brad Johnson.
Nope.
No.
Peyton Manning with Denver. No?
Yes. Ding the big man. Because 2012, Peyton Manning did it with Denver after being such a success in Indianapolis. So that's one of 7, along with Sammy Darnold. So we're now down to 5.
Big Ben.
Another ding, 2004. Now keep in mind, the way Searcy just routed that
rookie,
one,
right.
that's a rookie. So it was his first season with a brand new team.
Brett Favre.
Nope, because he went to ATL and then he went to Green Bay. And anyways, he's not
Nothing at Green Bay or the Jets or the Vikings.
Nope. He won a bunch, but I don't know if it was probably because he made it to the championship game with the Vikes.
What about Kurt Warner?
That's a good one too.
Nope. All right, so right now we got Sammy, we got Peyton, we got Big Ben. There's one that's still obviously very much in our minds. There's 2 old school guys and one not so old school.
Not
but
Joe Montana, right, with the Chiefs?
Nope. Because I immediately thought of him too, thinking he might have been one of the ones. Anyway, we're going back to the 60s with 2 of these cats. So you do got to go back in time.
Not Greasy.
No, but
Earl Morrall?
It was when Earl Morrall was with the Colts.
Okay.
And so Earl Morrall, 1968 with the Baltimore Colts, as soon as he stepped in, and he was taking over, I want to say, for Johnny U.
What about Johnny U? Is he on there?
No. So one of the old schools is
one
Earl
more
Morrall.
from the 60s.
1967, Daryl LaMonica with the Oakland Raiders.
Wow.
So you never
Matt
really.
Bomber.
Yeah. And so I never would have gotten him. But anyway, Daryl LaMonica in 67 with the Raiders. 13 wins in his first season. Earl Morrall the next year in 68.
So that leaves
with
us
the Colts.
with one more?
One more. And he's a current.
He's a current?
Yeah. And then go back to Leon's theory.
Right, the rookie.
That he just had with Ben Roethlisberger.
Jalen Hurts?
No, because he had to wait till year 2 to start.
That's true. Right.
That was when Doug was on his way out. I think he played him the last game of that first season, and then he came in the next year. It's a guy that
Jared Goff.
No, that's a good one, but it's
Dak,
a guy we clobber. Guy we clobber all the time. Dak Prescott. 2016 as a 4th round draft pick.
Terrible.
And so honestly, you add up the records that Dak has put up just as far as his win total from 16 until now. Last 3 years have been 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. He had one crappy year, threw a bunch of interceptions.
Yeah.
But he's posted some dubs in Dallas. Isn't that something?
Yeah. Well, Peyton Manning had that same issue, too. I mean, the regular season, he was a champion. Well, he get in the playoffs, he used to get, he wanted to get the Patriots half the time. So he get annihilated.
He's dealing with Tom Brady
exactly.
80% of the time.
Exactly. You get annihilated by going against the Patriots.
And this is when the hoodie did work his magic, too, where he gets credit because it was that defense against Peyton. Remember Ty Law? Ty Law made a Hall of Fame career out of that because of what he was able to do to Peyton. So, yeah, those are some really good ones. But already Sammy Darnold, as much as we had given up on him, 13 wins in his first season with the Minnesota Vikings. And we've already asked this question. What was your question if he took him all the way?
I mean,
sit him down?
Sammy's going to want a $150 million contract. I'm not sure if he's going to get it there, but he's going to ask for it.
He's not getting $150 million.
If he takes this team to a Super Bowl, you going to let him bounce? If he takes them to a Super Bowl, do you let him bounce?
If he wins the Super Bowl?
It takes them to the Super Bowl.
Gets them there. In other words, he Garoppolo's them.
I think I do, yeah.
You let him bounce?
Yeah, I do.
Based on the quarterback that you've seen not play a NFL snap.
That's
the college in him, man.
No, it's not. Actually, what it is, it's the total track record of Sam Darnold that's making me think I don't want to pay him.
Right. He can come back to the pack.
It's a rebirth.
It could be.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. All I'm saying is if I'm a GM and I need a quarterback and I've drafted one who I really like, I'm not paying a guy that has his first big year in seventh year or sixth year? Seventh, I think.
It might be 7 because he saw a ghost going back 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but if he takes you to the Super Bowl, you give him his walking papers.
I would have a real tough time with that.
I would. If he takes me to the Super Bowl,
By the way, Kevin O'Connell is another.
Then you're going to have to pay him, though, bro.
Yeah. He's another Sean McVay.
Yeah, I don't know if I do that.
He's another Sean McVay disciple that's doing great things. Kevin O'Connell really has done a tremendous job. Him, LaFleur.
Plus, if you're O'Connell, you're very confident in how you develop quarterbacks and how you develop offenses. Yeah. It doesn't matter who your quarterback is.
Yeah, but Sam Darnold's always been a pretty gifted thrower. We never saw JJ do a whole hell of a lot of that. He just handed it off.
Sam Darnold's also had 6 bad years and 1 good year.
Blake Corum. Like I said, I'm loving on Sam Darnold for what he has done this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's been remarkable what he's done.
And you
just asked me, would I keep him? And I don't know that I would make that kind of financial investment in a guy that has had 6 bad years and 1 good year.
Yeah, you can play both sides, and you can hear the other side going, how the hell did you let him go?
Well, maybe
for a guy we had never seen before, and then the other half is
maybe he has the right structure in front of him now.
Very much so. And you can make the argument that, like the texter said, T-Law will never get there. I don't know. I don't know whether he will or not. But we'd like to see that proper instruction, because I'll give you some numbers coming up here in just a second as far as what has happened to these. Like when these guys leave a certain place and we think they suck, and then they go somewhere else and they thrive. It can be everything around him that's bad. That's for sure. I have to apologize real quick on the bold fact. One more that we named, total of 7, but we didn't say the last guy. May he rest in peace. Steve McNair in 2006 with the Baltimore Ravens. And I had forgotten that son of a gun was great in a Titans uniform and then went up to Baltimore and also had a 13-win season. It's crazy. It's XL Primetime.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Roland Reich Plumbing. There when you need them. Big or small plumbing problem, call Roland Reich Plumbing anytime at 260-7059. 260-7059. Where quality and experience count.
It's the final days to get Inflation Fighter savings at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. The final days to save thousands with just $500 down and $288 per month for a pre-owned 2021 Toyota Corolla. Or you choose a pre-owned 2021 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for $500 down and $388 per month. Don't wait. The final days of Inflation Fighter savings are here, so get to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned today. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Open enrollment is here, so it's time to secure health coverage for your family. Whether you need Affordable Care Act plans, dental, or Medicare, contact Florida First Insurance Group on University Boulevard, an award-winning Florida Blue agency well known for providing superior service. Theo Mitchelson and his team at Florida First make the process easy and stress-free with medical and dental insurance you can count on. Plus, listen to this. Based on eligibility, many people pay absolutely nothing for coverage. Contact Theo Mitchelson and the Florida First Insurance Group today and let your health be their priority. And a reminder for Florida Blue members, visit Sanitas Medical Center with 3 locations in town offering primary care, walk-in services, an on-site pharmacy, and mental health support. SANITAS Medical Center, Florida First Insurance Group, and Sanitas Medical Center, a winning team in Northeast Florida.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 24th, 1967, New York Jets quarterback Football Hall of Famer Joe Namath becomes the first player to pass for 4,000 yards in a season.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees, and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Mason Smith was a bad man for Jacksonville over the weekend. The rookie defensive tackle tallied 3 tackles against the Raiders, with 2 being solo. And he'd also pitch in a sack in what was his best performance this year. Number 94 was 100% locked in on Sunday and is your Superior Fence and Rails defensive player of the game.
If you're tired of your fence looking like a bad hair day, well, it's time for a fence makeover with Superior Fence and Rail. They'll make your yard the talk of the town with a new fence installed by their expert team.
Your fence is fantastic.
My fence is giving all of my neighbors some serious pick and envy. Thanks, Superior Fence and Rail.
So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your fence installation project today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carlyon for MyBookie. While other books make promises, MyBookie delivers. This holiday season, they're stacking the deck in your favor with 12 days of Christmas now through the 31st, a festive lineup of can't-miss opportunities for bettors to cash in. Risk-free Thursdays, super boosts, and free bets. Weekly casino giveaways with hundreds of winners and thousands in cash prizes. All it takes is a 50-cent spin on BetSoft slots to enter. With the road to New Orleans, bowl games galore, and a Christmas Day sports feast featuring NFL action and an NBA doubleheader, this is your season to win. The 12 Days of Christmas event is live right now. Lock in today. Use my code 1010XL with your first deposit, and MyBookie will give you a little extra to start your holiday hot. MyBookie is offering a 50% deposit bonus for 1010XL listeners. Just sign up and use promo code 1010XL. There's a reason MyBookie has been the go-to for serious bettors for 10 years. Make your holiday season a jolly one with MyBookie.
Hey folks, Dave Binion here with Zero Res. At Zero Res, we love rugs. We will treat your fine Oriental rugs with the tender and loving care they deserve. Gerard, the Zero Res rug manager, is one of the few certified master rug cleaners in Florida. If you want your rugs cleaned with tender loving care, call Zero Res. Right now, get your rugs washed and we will give you 25% off. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
A change on the Jaguars defense that still puzzles Jeff Lageman.
My biggest question that I really haven't understood going all the way back to the offseason was the decision to make a top tackler in the National Football League change positions, which Foye Oluokun has been literally the leading tackler in the National Football League for the last 3 years, maybe 4 years, maybe 5 years. And to move him out of the Mike position and to not have him in front of the huddle with the green dot at times, it's like, wait a minute, why would you do that? And that was very curious to me.
Jeff Lageman on Jaguars Today with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update. I'm Andrew Gibson.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, my takeaway is I want to wish everyone a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, a happy Kwanzaa, a happy Hanukkah.
There you go.
That's what I wish. I wish everybody peace, love, and joy.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to spend time with your family.
Yep.
And look back on the good times.
Yep.
It's not about what you buy, it's about the time you spend with the ones you love.
No doubt.
That is sensible and sensational.
I don't know how I follow that up because that's my. Yeah.
It's simple and sensational.
That's sensational. It is. My takeaway is exactly what Sir said. You know what's interesting? I think my favorite part of Christmas is Christmas Eve when everybody's in bed, even when kids are adults now. Everybody's in bed.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I like to go out, like, late, like 12:30, 1 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning, and just stare at the tree for, like, about a half hour. Just sit there,
cool.
cold drink in the hand.
Oh, yeah.
Just staring at the tree.
Well, it's so funny because occasionally dads, being what they are, they're hired by Santa as an elf that night to help.
That's what we do, yeah.
Yeah, we're hired by Santa. It is pretty simple. Kids listening right now, they know that dads occasionally are asked by Santa to help. And there's nothing like it when you look around and just see everything that he's done and you're done, and then you do get to take that one last sip.
Yeah, every once in a while his power drill runs out. You got to give him battery.
Exactly.
Right.
But I'll go home, like last night, carved up the ham. Like we said, the daughters, Hyla and Annie, are making the Southern Living cake. We got sausage and peppers, meatballs, shrimp.
Good grief.
It's just such, it's going to be a bonanza of food. And then the kids, we've got the fire pit outside. Thank you, Harley. CSS, love you, man.
Yeah.
And so we'll be toasting marshmallows and all that. And it'll just be, that's what Leon just said. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
How good is it going to be after you eat tonight when you go outside and you got a nice cup of eggnog with a little splash of bourbon in it?
Yeah, chill in the air.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that recipe you just had, eggnog with a splash of bourbon. I'm going to hold the eggnog, Leon.
Oh, there you go. That's even better.
I'm going to hold the eggnog on that one. But I will be around the fire pit tonight having a good time with it. All right, so just listen to this.
You ever had a hot cider, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Like real cider.
So the way we do it with Big Vic and I, when we drop the turkey, TLD will make the cider in the morning, and then we'll splash the bourbon in there before we drop the bird. And so it's perfect. So cider.
First the bourbon drops, then the bird drops.
Be careful. Just be very careful. But, all right, so real quick, they did say, one of our texters, thank you guys for always cluing me in on this stuff, Barstool Sports is the one that did the Gruden spoof because he's with them now. So, RJ, just play it because this at least made me laugh a little bit.
Hey, Duval, good morning. This is John Gruden, and I got a poem to read to you. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through Duval, the fans sat in silence, no cheering at all. On his yacht Kismet, Shad paced the deck. His team was adrift, his patience a wreck. While Trevor stood ready, so young and so bright, the staff held him back. This just wasn't right. The fans roared with hope. Clown's noses retired as Trent and Doug had finally been fired. Prisco stood stunned, his whining now done, as Baselli proclaimed, Duval's time has begun. His eyes growing weary, his back getting tight, Shad whispered to Jax, it's time to unite. Merry Christmas to all, and to Duval, good night. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Barstool. Round of applause.
I like it.
AI Gruden, it does not matter.
Did you put that on a T-shirt?
Oh, my gosh.
Mm.
Oh. Ignite. That needs to happen.
Yeah.
That includes blowing them
I like
up.
the Prisco reference, too.
I know.
I do
love
like
it.
the Prisco reference.
It's so beautiful. Such good stuff. And so I want him to succeed here. And I believe that I'll just use Jared Goff and Ben Johnson as an example, and I'll throw Mark Brunell. I'll sprinkle Mark Brunell in there because Ben Johnson took Jared Goff, who was the cast-off in that deal.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford went to win in L.A. Jared Goff, tail tucked between his legs, came to Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
He has done nothing but been steady, productive, killer instinct, minimizes mistakes. Yeah. He balls.
Yeah.
And that's a credit to Ben, and it's a credit to Brew. Because I think Brunell has cleaned him up a little bit as far as making good decisions for the most part. And they've come up with some trick plays. That play the other day was classic.
Where they act like they fell?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was just beautiful. And
But see, that's when you win, you have fun in practice.
Oh,
Right, well, I mean, they have plays like that
So
here.
bring that on down here to Duval.
We see plays like that all the time here with this offense,
Of
man. Don't
course
kid
we do.
yourself.
Of course we
Don't
do.
be so insulting, man.
Ugh.
You're talking cutting edge with Press Taylor, bro.
From Detroit to Duval, we need a Johnson in Jacksonville. All right, listen. So just to tell you the idea.
What's going to happen when that doesn't happen, by the way? You can no longer say that.
Mad. I'll be so mad. and I'm leaning in on Liam Cohen because they have a good run game down there, good play action. Remember we were talking yesterday, you got to have good play action. You got to be able to run the ball. It's coming back, and he's definitely done it. Have you seen Bucky Irving?
You want Liam Cohen as your head coach?
I don't know. I'm talking about a great, innovative offense coming here. That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
And, heck, I would use Kellen Moore. He's not ready to be a head coach either, I don't think, but he's doing great things with that offense through the run game.
What about Joe Brady?
I like him, too, a lot.
What about
I don't know if any of these guys are ready.
Yeah. Nah.
I have no clue. But we just mentioned Kevin O'Connell, and we had no idea whether he'd be ready or not. Same thing with LaFleur.
Good point.
Honestly.
Good point.
Yeah, those are the ones that we really didn't know. So listen to these numbers real quick. We've got the Embedded and Shredded and the Truth Teller coming up. Reunited once again, coming up at the 4 o'clock hour. Hayes, Ballou. They will be on 4 to 6 this afternoon. But these numbers, Sam Darnold, we just mentioned, 13 wins as a Viking. He's 13-2. The team he started with, the Jets, 4-11. Baker Mayfield, 8-7. The team he started with, 3-12. Justin Fields, while a starter, 4-2. The team he started with, the Bears, 4-11. It's who
4-11, and they beat the Jags like they literally beat
drums.
the brakes off the Jags.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and so it's everything. While the quarterback is hugely important, everything around him. It ain't just the Christmas ham. It's everything. You got to have a good meal.
Well, you better start with the ham up front, boy. I'll tell you that.
Well,
right?
you got to have some good sides now.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to have some good sides.
Yeah, and so honestly,
Big guys win championships, okay? It's as simple as that.
They do for the most part, and pass rush wins. Tom Brady went down in defeat when they were trying to run the table on a perfect season to a great pass rush. You can go to Mahomes when he lost, which he hardly ever does, to a great pass rush. And those are the things that you have to have. Tampa's pass rush, when Tommy won it, diffused Pat Mahomes because they were relentless.
Well, they also had they had backup tackles playing that game, too, the Chiefs. Both the tackles were backups.
But we're going back to the first time when they were facing one another. But honestly, that front, just go back and remember that front that they had down there. They were awesome. And so that means Trayvon, that means JHA. They all need to pick it up. Everywhere needs to be picked up, performance-wise, personnel-wise.
Take Graham and Grant.
Yeah. We had one guy say, "Hey, Matt, I'm seeing top 5 ranking for Graham."
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I think he's a good player. I mean, just interior guys, the value for interior guys isn't up there anymore like it used to be. Remember when interior guys were everything?
Oh, yeah.
They were the rage.
All right, we are the Rage. We got to get out of here, okay? Because the Rage is coming next with Rick Ballou, Hayes Carline. They will crank it until 6 this afternoon. From all of us, just wishing you once again what Big Sur said earlier. Hug the ones you love. Make sure you see and smile. Be with as many as you can. Enjoy the season for what the season is there for. And have a Merry Christmas, right?
Yeah, eat, drink, and don't drive.
Yeah, exactly. Designate. But we have Friday to look forward to. Enjoy Christmas the day after, whatever you might be doing. We say thanks to you all. That's for sure part of our 1010 XL family. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Sur, and RJ. Merry Christmas.
Best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud.